Shakiro.
I wasn't here for this. What happened?
So, well, they're kind of different, but they're also the same.
Well, they're similar, not
Similar.
like...
So it could be the spirits. It could be like Storm and Ember. I don't know.
No, it is one hero, but
one hero.
Two, but not in the not like
He's
United.
really giving us some hints, isn't he?
Not Arc Warden?
That could be good.
Yes, Arc Warden.
There we go.
Arc Warden, 1 point goes to analysts, and
did Twitter get it?
Yes, in like first 10 minutes, several answers, several correct answers.
Nice. Well,
who are we? So I guess are we drawing with them now? Is it like 1-1, 2-1?
2-2.
2-2. Okay.
And question for this game, it's going to be quite easy because this hero actually had quite an impact yesterday, even 2 times. This one.
Okay.
Is he dabbing?
that's easy.
That's a low dab. It's it's a progression from the original dab. This is a lab.
Old Russian dab.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the OG dabber.
Wow.
That looks pretty badass.
So as a reminder, please answer us on Twitter using the hashtag EpicGG. Try to guess which hero does this resemble to you, and we will find the answers after the game.
I learned something cool about history and monuments. Did you know that depending on where the horse's feet are, it tells you how they died?
I heard that, but
really?
I got told that was actually
Is it
a lie.
nonsense?
I don't know. I got told the exact same thing.
I was so
Someone said it was
excited. I was like,
nonsense.
wow.
I think it's
like
something
if it's
that
one's up, it's like battle.
Died in battle. or
Both down, it's like they died in like of old age. I don't know.
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that too.
It's a
Someone
cool
will find
fact.
out. Someone will correct us.
Yeah, can you please, we'll get Dimitri on the case. He's our research manager, as well as everything else he claims to be. But I'm going to go find his babushka in the crowd after we continue to inform you guys of how things are going down, because I just want to make sure we have ample time to discuss our first game. It's going to be EG. It's going to be EG taking on none other than Team Secret. And I think we have to really spend the majority of our time talking about EG because we haven't really spoken about them that much. They breeze through their group stage, untarnished record, get themselves a spot in the semi. We kind of have 2 days off for them anyway, and now we're back, ready to see what they're capable of. What are our expectations? Are they still the favourites of the tournament after all the Dota you've seen, Owen?
I think you have to say so.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what they do with picks. I mean, you look at this male guy, and he's just been insane. He's been Bristlebat, AA, Zeus, Lina, TA, Storm Spirit. Oh, I'll have a game on Earthshaker. He's literally done it all in the group stages. So
9 different heroes.
Is it 9?
What is he going to do next?
9 different heroes.
9 different heroes in 9 different games.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think RTZ played Venom in all of them.
Yeah.
Venom or Bristle, maybe.
In RTZ's interview, it just made me so happy because his delivery was just, yeah, no, I don't get to play the fun stuff. Just pick what's good for the team. Just
Take a real team player.
Yeah, he seemed a little reluctant. He's got his pubs, he can go play whatever he wants there. But, okay, deep hero pool from Sumail and a lot of good results. We'll actually have a look at how those results came to be because this is it. 8 wins in the series, 1 conceded game. That was all, but they are still undefeated so far here in Moscow. Let's take a look at Evil Geniuses.
And he's got a Gem of True Sight. The Burrow Strike is onto the Earthshaker. A quick fissure, but the Cold Feet and the Sandstorm work together. Find that opening, and they're going for a lot more. So Earth Spirit might have gone down. Here comes your Ice Blast on top of the Broodmother. Her BKB will trigger, but she's already chilled up a little bit. They need a little bit more damage before Rappy can actually die as the BKB wears off. He won't be at the threshold, however, but Zai able to hit the Burrow Strike with the Gem. Actually bought him time. That was the Yulsip from the Timbersaw, and now Arteezy kicks over, but the lasso, it will be able to connect. Ice Blast will give Arc Warden something to fight with here. Unless he can reach that Invis rune, Arteezy should die underneath the Firefly, but then again, which one's the real Arteezy? He's actually tanky up at half-life. The Rod of Atos connects over on Rappy. Can't keep running. I will keep him alive a little bit longer thanks to the tether, but it's not enough. Now Tipper Chain Gabby finally will bring down that pesky Arc Ward.
Feel desperate enough to like run at them as 5. That's when you know you're in a lot of trouble.
They find another here. Ramsey's trapped down in the jungle. Echo Slam comes through. It's not the best connection. It does hit Sumail, but Arteezy also way too tanky for this, and they engage directly on top. Oh, the chrono by Yudo. He's bound 3. Instant GG out.
hard thing to get.
They're going to go in now. They jump that sniper in the front lines, but he's got a BKB. Lil already coming in from above, and the RP's there. It's a decent one. Grabs the Venom of Arteezy. He won't get off his ult just yet. He's still controlled, but finally unleashes the Poison Nova, and
All the heals are there now.
immediately turning tail and looking to back. The Black Hole's cooling down soon. It's up in 5 in the burrows there from Zai. He's clipped 2. EG with an excellent high ground defense, now finding no one as well. Sniper slaughtered, 3 down. They just claimed by Odd, and now the fight breaks out. Riki could be in danger here. Now Arteezy laying in. Good gust from him, but Crit getting forced back. In the meanwhile, the BKB is committed by Weeha. Chases him up the ramp, not getting a whole lot done. Moon unable to find that opportunity to get a kill with the Echo Slam, so the BKB by Weeha has been committed. Meanwhile, the Razor's very low, does have the cheese to pop if necessary, and Zai charging in. Arteezy behind him, kills off Saksa, forcing the Razor back. In the meanwhile, they do lose their TA. Round 2 won't be any less painful as Sumail shows who the real right-click DPS is, kills off Weeha anyway.
Absolutely
The case as of yet. Misery rolling in, but now puts himself in harm's way. Gets completely locked down by the Malefice, and Sumail completes the kill. Misery down, and now looking for the Lycan to coil on cooldown, but still has that taser. They're going to X him back. Looking for pickoff. Saksa could be in danger as Arteezy just dives him to the tier 4 towers. He has no fear, this man, rampaging through the back lines. Might drop low, but unlikely to be finished off. They will glimpse it back and commit so much. Do they even get the kill, the Glimmer Cape? That doesn't seem like they have the damage. No, he's gonna live. He turns the fight, and now the Black Hole. Round 2, they GG, but they won't make it out before EG get their last licks in.
A quick reminder there about what Evil Geniuses have done here in Moscow, and it certainly did look easy. And some of their opponents certainly did pose a threat, but they made it look rather convincing. Now we ask a little bit of a question when we bring up their roster of just exactly where that dominance came from. Was it a full 5-man effort, or were there some real shining stars? We've already covered on the man in the middle, Fogged. It's hard to forget about Sumail, but outside of that, I mean, we got to see some of Universe Signature Void, but what caught your eye?
The supports, they're like the roaming that they've been doing. I think they pretty much like enable everything that's kind of been happening in the game. Arteezy is just like this kind of like stable rock in the safe lane. They're like, all right, peace, man. Good luck in your lane. We'll see you later in the game. And it seems like whenever he's playing these like Venos and Bristles, all these teams don't want to go to that lane. They're just like, we can't really pressure Arteezy too well, so they try to match Zai and Crit. But Zai and Crit have had extremely successful rotations, allowing EG to just do what they've been doing.
Zai's sanking has been like insane.
Yeah.
He's just so active, really good at roaming. He actually plays it in a very unique way. He's not leveling up the third spell, the Caustic Finale. He wants to be able to be effective in his rotations, but then also be able to fall back to the jungle, farm lanes, push lanes with the Sandstorm. So we're seeing a very kind of new way of playing the hero too.
And talking of a new way to play, I mean, it does seem like the teams that are finding the most success here at Epicenter are the ones that are doing this safe lane. This basically, good luck, have fun, Arteezy, good luck, have fun, whoever. We've seen Lone Druid, of course, you know, they just leave it to their own devices. Is that how the game is becoming, or has it always been that way, Owen?
Well, we've always had like a lot of versatility in the lanes, unlike other games. But no, nowadays it definitely is something that seems to, as you say, be having a lot more success. And I think it just seems to be that everyone, as a general, is getting better at moving their supports around. You know, just making these rotations, being in the right place at the right time, not only securing the mid lane, but having that pressure being put onto the enemy safe lane as well. In the teams that are being victorious time and time again, and that's why we're having EG, you know, only dropping one game in the group stages, because they have this play style that just seems to be incredibly effective. And as you said, other teams are starting to adopt it. It's something that we've seen LFY do very well. They consistently sort of run these dual lanes, having this Arfu and Flame combination. And I mean, it's great to see, because it just provides these incredibly exciting games where we're having a lot of action early on.
Just get balls in mid lane while someone down the bottom just farms.
Yeah, he just sits there and then makes a rotation. But
Gets
with
his
like,
pitchfork out, does some farming.
well, you know, you mentioned Zai sanking, but I think like the ones also that start with me was Crit. You know, Crit's IO and Crit's Earth Spirit that he's had. His rotations coming out have been like absolutely perfect. He pretty much like made Sumail snowball in a couple of these games just because of that. So I think he's been not only drafting it incredibly well, because he like leaves their draft really open-ended every time that they do it. They do like these first 2 picks that can kind of go almost anywhere. Then he picks like Sumail's kind of hero. It's really consistent.
And a lot of credit to Crit as well, because he really is kind of the guy who gets a lot of flame. You know, anytime that EG's not doing well, everyone will target Crit, and everyone knows. Players do read the comments online and stuff, but this is a team that's being led by a lad who's kept his head strong. He's just brushed it all aside, continued to stick with what he feels is right for the game, rather than listening to the armchair analysts and such. And as we're seeing, it's really working out. He's found out the perfect way to play with his lineup.
Well, let's do it now. Let's actually hear from the man himself. He may be not afraid of flame, but take a deep breath and we'll take a hit from Crit.
And we are back. Group stage is over, and here with me is Andreas Nilsson, also known as Crit from EG. So, hello, top seed, congrats. How do you feel about that?
Feel pretty good about it. A bit surprising for us. I wasn't expecting too much from this group stage, so it was nice for us to see that we could do it pretty easily.
Really, like you didn't expect to get the top seed?
I mean, I just I didn't know what to expect, so I wouldn't have been surprised if we got like third or fourth in the group even. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. It was hard. I didn't know what to expect because it's hard coming after a tournament win, going into a new tournament. So yeah, I mean, I was hoping for it and probably like expecting it more to get in the higher end of the group, but yeah.
And so, what's your opinion on teams that you were playing against, and about their results and condition, especially the current status of teams who didn't qualify to the final stage?
Well, I think there's some teams that were pretty unfortunate about the group stage because Planet Art, for example, they had to beat 3 of the top 4 teams at the major, in us and IG and VP, and that's pretty rough. Just because they lost to us, that they don't go through. And I think the other group, how it unfolded, appeared to be a lot easier than ours. So some teams like Planet Art probably are a bit unhappy about that, and I think Clutch Gamers also didn't really have the best conditions to show themselves. So yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to talk about the other group, but I think it's pretty apparent that our group was harder.
So during the group stage, you used really some seriously strange and like wacky pool mix-ups, hero pool mix-ups. And where did you get all these ideas from? Because it was like super crazy. Sumail, 9 games, 9 different heroes.
Yeah. Well, it's all about being confident for us. For me, it's been like a long journey to develop into a captain, and having like confidence in myself to pick what I think is good, and sort of filtering suggestions. If I hear something like a suggestion that is a bit weird and I think it's good now, I will just go for it. And if I think something is bad, then I won't go for it, even though it might be in the comfort of somebody. So it's all about us having won tournaments together and feeling that we know each other better, and it's just being together for a long time helps us.
So we have seen, like, during DAC that some teams switched their core heroes or core players between different positions. You switch heroes at the moment, but is it a sort of suggestion that you would switch your players from different positions in the future? Is it possible for you? Are you that versatile?
I think right now it's more important for players to play their role more than specific heroes. That is the biggest difference, I think. You've seen teams that in the past would like swap the roles instead of the heroes, but I think having the same mid laner in every game is really valuable, and I don't think it will happen for us. It might happen if there's some specific case, but yeah, I don't think so.
Are you ready for every team, and do you have some extra sort of weird strats that you're going to show us?
I don't think we have anything weird that we're saving, but obviously we have more preparation for IG than for the other 2 teams. We haven't really played Secret and LFY. LFY more than anything, we don't really know what to expect except for watching their games. So I hope we play against IG, but there's 3 teams, and we'll watch the game tomorrow, whoever it is they're going to play against, and then we'll see.
So, and what about stolen strats? So is it really a thing? So is it possible just to use someone else's strat and beat the original creator?
I mean, I think most teams take inspiration from other teams. I think every team does it. I don't think anyone has like a veto or like a claim on specific strats. Like no one can say that this is ours, and everyone else who uses it stole it from us. If that was the case, then it would be everyone would steal strats, right? So I think most teams take inspiration, and I think there's no shame in that.
We hope to see the best of you, and we hope to see you in the grand final.
Thank you.
Great stuff there, as we learn a whole lot from Crit, talking about stolen strats, but also of consistency within their roster and a very diverse hero pool. Interesting interview. Very briefly, what do you think your biggest takeaway from that is, Gods?
seemed a bit surprised by their results, which I think he shouldn't be. You know,
Right.
EG's just come off a big major win. I guess it's kind of interesting to hear from team's perspective how winning a LAN doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do well at the next event, because suddenly you kind of become the target of every other team. And I think that's kind of what EG expected. They came in maybe fairly relaxed, not too worried about results, but as a result, they just played very calm, played their game, and managed to beat everyone.
Amongst the draft there, you can see that there are still some trends, despite there being a lot of variation for perhaps the Sumail's hero pool. There is definitely some trends starting to establish themselves for EG.
Yeah, they have some heroes that enable other heroes, and you see like the kind of pairing come out, like these like Sand Kings, Crystal Maidens, Crystal Maiden Kunkka, like I think Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden enables just so many different picks.
They've had
for them.
CM in more than half their games. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of, it's one of those heroes which, like, at some point it's maybe ban worthy, but then you're thinking like, it's a CM though. Why would we ban a CM? But
Right.
Could
I don't
happen.
know.
I mean, is EG the team that's used it best? Because it has cropped up an awful lot. It's hard to determine.
because so many of the top teams just
think
value
it's,
that hero so highly.
It just lets them. The thing about the CM is it lets them do so many different strategies. Like it lets them have that like versatility. It's because they pick like let's say CM Puck first to their
Right.
most standard opener. You don't know where the puck's gonna go. Then they pick some other thing. It's so ambiguous.
I'm so glad you're talking about opener, because Epicenter has got an opener for you guys right now. Let's kick it off.
Welcome to Dota. The battle begins. Face your demons with sword of flame. Feel my blade.
My quiver and bow are ready.
Cut and run!
Death comes silently. Share my pain.
Welcome to Epicenter.
You really can't hate it. That is, once again, how Epicenter likes to start the show. The crescendo right at the start. Get your eyes open and get that sleep out of your eye, because your day does begin now. Your Dota day, 2 games, 2 best of 3s with some of the world's best. Evil Geniuses are going to be the first, alongside Team Secret, that will stand in front of this packed crowd. That's right, they are still here, still making an abundance of noise, despite the absence of their home site. There may be VP shirts in the crowd, but they will not be on the stage, as instead Team Secret will be taking on Evil Geniuses, and it's going to be a battle to remember. EG undefeated so far. Secret, same can't be said for them, conceding just 1 loss against none other than LGDFY, waiting in that other semi-final. On the stage, you can see the Russian host. He's been entertaining them throughout this weekend. Pavel Zanozin. I wish my jacket looked as good as his.
Love the size of the trophy.
It's just absurd, isn't it?
I like all the little heroes on the outer ring too. Looks pretty sick.
The question is can the players lift it? That's the real question.
That is a good question, actually.
It's probably like papier-mâché.
I think Winter
my
like
guess.
fits inside of that thing.
Probably would. I still think we should do champagne bottles at esports events. You know, like the whole like shake it up.
Yep. Didn't we have one that someone couldn't open it? Wasn't that like EGM?
Oh,
They had no idea how to open
Well, it was EGM.
Here they
just, like,
come, boys. Let's go.
Dizzy. Universe. Please welcome Evil Genesis.
Dota 2 Rockstars. Certainly in their own right, they got the introduction they deserve. And on the other side of the stage will stand a diverse roster from both South Korea. We have them from Malaysia, Germany, Jordan, and Estonia. The bunch of misfits coming together and succeeding on a scale perhaps not everyone anticipated. It's secret.
Yamza. Cancel. Poppy. One. Please welcome Team Secret.
So guys, say hello to your rivals. We are going to start the first semi-final.
It's always something quite special when you realize just how diverse esports and Dota have become, but they'll be shaking their hands and getting ready for a best of 3. There was a lot of doubt surrounding Secret even in the group stage. Would they beat Liquid? Would they beat OG? Then into the quarters, would they beat Team IG? But now, their biggest task to date, gentlemen, is will they beat EG? I mean, they seem to be the masters of exceeding expectations. Is that a fair summation, Fog?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Exceeding expectations, or were expectations set quite high?
For them, expectations were set probably pretty high, but
from these guys at home down that lens, and for us on the desk, would you say so?
I mean, like,
it's hard to read.
Seeing them recently, I thought that they've been like progressing a lot, so I would say my expectations were pretty high for them.
They've been met?
Yep.
Okay, so anything extra is a bonus. And of course, we have traded an OD Pixel for a Melini.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Excited for this game. Secrets, they're underdogs here.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
say. And EG by far looking like the best team here.
Yeah, now, when we spoke to the other guys about what makes EG the best team, the argument was just that not only are they the best in their roles, but also they've got a very diverse, so far, their diverse hero pool with some consistencies as well. Is there anything to add to that pile of what makes EG so scary.
And no one's really using the heroes that they are mid AA. No one's doing it. It's just that you don't exactly know what's coming. And even with like their puck phase, I think they had a lot of success in the recent tournaments just because you don't know what your lane matchup is going to be, which is a big problem when you're laning versus Sumail. Even if you know the lane matchup, it's not easy. And if you don't know the lane matchup, it just gets even worse.
So I mean, how much are they playing around Sumail with that draft? As in, how much are they trying to keep people guessing and not being able to counterpick Sumail? Because surely, if you're the best mid laner, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
I think they do it. They use it a lot because they'll give Arteezy these safe lane heroes that they know are just going to get some farm, just go to the safe lane, can be left alone, Veno, Bristle, Lifesteal on the pass, and then they can be very active with their supports and always pick Sumail a matchup where he often either has a hero advantage or is able to win the lane through rotations from the supports. So their EG success kind of starts and ends in the mid lane, I feel.
And when we last saw Team Secret versus Invictus Gaming, actually, I mean, from what was essentially a 60-minute first game to a 30-minute second, already they seem to be diversifying their hero pool somewhat. We got to see Yapzor's Rubik. Now, can we quickly recap why this was a performance to remember on that Rubik, Gods?
He managed to steal ulti after ulti, spells that you wouldn't really expect, or nor should you steal as a Rubik. The Chronosphere from a Void, then he got it into an Exorcism. He finishes off with a cheeky little Ice Blast as well.
Just a cheeky little one.
He used Exorcism 5 times throughout the entire game, while Death Prophet used it like 10 times. As a Rubik, that's just insane.
I know that everyone was going rather crazy, but we saw, Chronospheres into DP ults, and then they pulled a Bloodseeker out, Ben. What did you make of a Bloodseeker mid? Yes, it looked like Ramsey's got caught off guard by it.
In mid one, we have not seen play that hero before. Usually his pulls like maybe like 8 heroes or so that we see.
Did I just get completely confused? Where was that Bloodseeker? That was in the VP game, wasn't it? Hence why I said Ramsey's.
This was IG.
Yeah, the mid one was playing it. He was playing it in the mid lane though.
He was.
You were good, don't worry.
Okay, I'm on the right track.
You were half right.
Halfway there. It's early, and there's still VP signs in the crowd. I respect that, I guess.
I think the Bloodseeker actually was like pretty critical to their victory, just because it seemed like IG was super taken off by it. Like they were just running around with Rupture a lot of the times. They even like tried to prepare for it. They're like, all right, we're building like 2-3 Lotus Orbs or something to try to like reflect the spell. And I saw in like 2 team fights, I think OP and Burning took like 2,000 damage just from running around. And they're like, wow. Because once you hit level 20, when you're on Bloodseeker, you get that plus 14% Rupture damage. It's actually so much damage, and he has 2 of them from the Aghanim. So.
And the Bloodright with the minus cooldown, I think they were forced to build BKBs as a result, which is not something that you really want to do versus Bloodseeker.
I'm just so interested to know how this draft is going to go, because there's so many unanswered questions. You know, what on earth can you possibly do to hamstring EG is question 1, given that they have had a degree of diversity in their group stage. Bear in mind, we haven't seen them on this stage yet. Evil Genius has got the bye to this point, but we talked diversity. There were some recurring trends in EG's draft.
I think it's going to be the battle of the Bristleback. Who gets Bristle?
Yeah. Okay.
What's weird with EG, they've been kind of ignoring it or picking up in the second phase. I feel like at this point in the tournament, that's going to change, though. Like Sekiro first 2 picking, I think EG are either going to have to have a draft prepared to beat the hero or going to have to ban it or pick it themselves early.
We've seen a lot of Puck and Crystal Maiden from EG.
Yeah.
Just getting those ones flexible. Of course, we've seen Sumail and Universe play it.
They actually take, okay, this is what we were talking about earlier. They actually take out both the Clock and the Nyx from EG. Yapster, 2 of Yapster's like main heroes, and also just the Nyx. These heroes just bring a lot of diversity in the draft. They get picked up first 2. You don't really know exactly where they're going to go because they have played it in 2 different roles.
That's respect given to Yaps again. Every team that Secret have come in the draft against, they've given respect in their ban and pick.
So the Tree and Protector is the big one. Are they going to get rid of it, or are they going to leave it and try to go for some type of strategy versus it?
And there's Night Stalker too. Like one of those 2 will probably be taken up.
So they banned the CM. That's the one that we were.
This.
Yeah, we talked about it so much, how much it enables EG.
I think it's actually the hero itself isn't the OP part. It's what it makes. It makes your other 4 heroes OP versions of what they're meant to be. So because of that, I think you got to ban the CM. The Bristle's still there though, so if Secret want to grab it, it's definitely like a 1-2 they could pick up. There's no CM, but they could pair it with like a Keeper of the Light type hero, Tree and Protector, and they will.
Yep, Tree and Bristle. That looks pretty intimidating.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool. I'm pretty sure I just saw a Malaysian flag in the crowd.
Yeah, that
was a mid-1 fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
All the way in Moscow.
I honestly, we continually get impressed by this Moscow crowd. We had the Finns for Matu yesterday, and now mid-1 has a cheering corner.
There was a burning poster as well.
Yeah, that's true, and a miracle one. They've got diverse fandom.
So they still go for the Sand King. They've been I think these are two of the big ones that we were talking about, the puck and the Sanking. I actually believe they ran... Did they run Sanking with CM every single time? I think they may have.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time, right? Majority of the time they have played it.
They had one Sanking IO game.
Okay.
Against VP. But
so some type of mana hero that gives like mana to the Sanking and allows him to roam better.
How many times have we seen EG pick puck? That's the kind of thing I need to find out.
Every time.
It feels like almost
every
every time.
Banned first phase.
Yep. I think 5 maybe. 5 or 6 games. So yeah, bounding out the Razor. Dealing with the hero that lanes really well versus the Bristleback.
I wonder if they are worried about the Legion counter too. We've seen them, I think it was yesterday when they picked Bristle, banned Legion. It's kind of always a question of where do you fit into your draft. It does reveal a lot of your lanes if you pick it with the puck, because then you know who's going to be going mid, but it's such a good hard counter to the Bristleback.
I think that, yeah, I think Seeker's probably thinking about banning that one here. So actually take out the Void. Very good versus the Bristle, the time dilation, and just great combination with the Sanking and puck.
I think LC would make their lanes a little bit weak though if they wanted to go for that, because then it makes puck mid, and then they're, I think, lacking physical scaling into the later game.
Yeah, we've seen EG draft it 4 times the puck.
Okay.
75% win rate. It's the only game they lost.
I like the Rubik ban from EG. They already are heavy magic damage, Sanking and puck. No field for the Rubik can be very disruptive, and he has some of the best spells to steal from Sanking.
On the Legion section of the crowd.
There they go.
I think one of the questions EG also has to answer, not just the Bristleback, but the living armor one. Like, how are you going to deal with the living armor on these frontline heroes? You need like a Jakiro type pick, a Jug as a carry with Blade. You need something that can easily burn through the living armor, or it's going to be making this Bristleback even harder to kill, or any other hero Secret have.
EG's draft, has that just almost primarily been targeting like almost all of the supports?
All of Yap's heroes, more or less.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Kato is the only one that I
Perhaps is a
I don't think
question
I've seen
mark.
Secret play.
Well, maybe they saw what GH could do with it, and
I think it's the Bristle pairing.
Okay.
It's just the double quill spray. Just makes him super powerful.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's just not a hero you'd normally expect or want to see Yapster on. He's more active. Perhaps Puppy could play it in like more of a 5-position role.
I'm thinking what the Yapster hero is going to be. Pretty much everything he's played at this tournament's actually banned out. Other than Kunkka, but Kunkka Treant doesn't sound
Do you
good
think
at all.
Puppy's playing the Dream Protector, more like a 5-position at that point then?
I think he tends to, yeah. I think it fits more their style. I think it's what we saw out of them at Dream League and stuff like that too.
EG have banned Nyx Assassin in every single one of their games.
Boy, where did that pick come from?
That's very different. Very good versus the puck though for that instant kind of silence. I think Ben talked about it the other day when like Shadow Shamans were picked versus the puck. It makes his life like pretty difficult. If you jump in, you just get silenced and you can actually get brought down. Very pressuring hero in the early game. I don't think I've ever seen Yapsor play it though.